Next up, we're going to learn how to knit checkerboards. Checkerboard is exactly what it sounds like. It is little blocks of stockinette and reverse stockinette, and you just alternate them, and then you do another row of the other way, and then the other way, and it's really very simple. It's actually a really great pattern for a blanket, and because it's such a great example, I'm going to show you a way to make your sides a little bit straighter to make it, if you do a checkerboard block or really any kind of block, it will make your edges a little bit more even and easier to sew together. So as you can see, it is a checkerboard, and it looks the same on the other side as well. You can do it in any number of repeats. So you could do knit 5, purl 5, and do 5 rows of that. Or you could do knit 3, purl 5, purl 3, and do 3 rows of that. It really works with any combination of stitches. It is in a multiple that is even for your stitches. So this one is a multiple of 5s. So I have a multiple of 10. Plus I included 2 more stitches for the edging, and we'll get to the edging in just a minute. So I have 3 repeats of 10. So I cast on 32 stitches. In my sample here, I've cast on 22. So I'm going to be doing 2 rows of knit 5, purl 5. But I'm going to start with how to make those ends look a little bit more neat and easier to sew the blocks together for the blanket. So all you're going to do is you're going to slip that first stitch as if to knit. And you're going to do that with every first stitch of every row. Then you're going to get into the actual pattern. So we've got the knit 5 and then the purl 5. So that's all we have is knit 5, that's 3, 4, 5, and then you're going to purl 5, three, 4, 5. You're going to switch back to knit 5. And then purl 5 till you have 1 stitch left on your needles, and then that stitch is also going to be purled. This time around, for every row will end with a purl 1. It's not included in the instructions because you don't necessarily need to add it, but I find it makes it a little bit neater when you're trying to assemble a blanket if you have a nice even side. So you're going to turn your work. That first edge stitch is going to be slipped 1 as if to knit, and then you just look at what you have and knit it again. So right now this started with knit 5, so you're going to knit those 5 stitches, then you're going to purl the next 5 stitches because you're making alternating blocks of stockinette and reverse stockinette. So you just have to repeat however many times you have set up. So if you wanted to do knit 4, purl 4, that is totally fine, and you would knit 4 rows of that. It's a really easy stitch to kind of manipulate to whatever your gauge is and whatever your stitch count is. So knit 5, I'm gonna end purl 5, And again, you're going to purl that last stitch to make that a nice even edging. And you can even see it already, how it's turning into a nice flat edging. Let me get the sample back so you can see. So that's what you get, is a nice even chain that you can sew together. And that is basically all there is to it. It's just knit 5, purl 5 for 5 rows, and then you switch to purl 5, knit 5 for 5 rows, and you just keep alternating like that until you're done with your piece. That's all there is to it.